Ladies and gentlemen, may we have the attention of all esteemed working committee chairpersons and key officials to kindly proceed at the back for the orderly arrangement of the procession. Ladies and gentlemen, may we have the attention of all esteemed working committee chairpersons and key officials to kindly proceed at the back for the orderly arrangement of the procession. Thank you.
65 years, libraries across the Philippines have stood as symbols of learning, culture, and connection.
Ngayong buwan ng Nobyembre, ipinagdiriwang natin ang ika-35 taon ng Library Information Services Month, alinsunod sa Proclamation No. 837 Series of 1991 na nagtatakda sa buwan ng Nobyembre bilang pagkilala sa mahalagang papel ng mga aklatan at tagapaglingkod ng impormasyon sa pagbubog ng kaalaman at kultura ng sambayanan. Na may temang LISM, Libraries, a Hub for Cultural Exploration and Unity through Partnership.
Sa pagdiriwang na ito, ating balikan kung paano ang mga aklatan ay nagsilbing puso ng ating kultura, mga tagapangalaga ng ating kasaysayan at tagapagdala ng kaalaman sa susunod na henerasyon. They preserve the stories of our people, from the wisdom of our ancestor to the creativity of the youth today. Ang mga aklatan ay hindi lamang imbakan ng impormasyon, kundi mga sentrong pangkultura, mga tahanan ng mga aklat at manuskritong nagbubuklod sa ating kasaysayan at pagkakakilanlan. At sa bawat kwentong ating pinangangalagaan, mas tumitibay ang ating ugnayan. Walang aklatang nag-iisa, sapagkat sa pagkakaisa ng ating layunin, mas lumalawak ang ating abot at mas lumalalim ang ating impluwensya. Through our strong partnership and shared commitments, libraries become bridges that connect people, empower communities, and ensure that learning truly belongs to everyone. Ang bawat pagtutulungan, maliit man o malaki, ay nagbubuklod sa atin tungo sa isang makabuluhang lipunang malaya sa impormasyon. Ngayon, mas makabago at mas bukas na ang ating mga aklatan. They stand more dynamic than ever, bridging heritage and innovation, fueling creativity and discovery, and empowering every Filipino to learn, to dream, and to lead. Pinagdiriwang natin ang ika-35 taon ng Library and Information Services Month. Sabay-sabay tayong mag-lace up.
Together, we weave the threads of knowledge, culture, and unity, building one nation that learns and grows together.
Isang mapayapang araw sa inyong lahat. It is with great pride and excitement that we welcome you to the official kick-off of the 35th Library and Information Services Month. For 30 years, this celebration has been a powerful reminder that libraries are not just repositories of books, but also hubs or centers of empowerment, champions of literacy, and guardians of culture and history. With the theme Lace Up, Libraries, a hub for cultural exploration and unity through partnership, this year's LIS Month reaffirms our commitment to ensuring that information remains free, inclusive, and transformative for every learner, every citizen, and every Filipino. As we begin this momentous occasion, we invite everyone to stand as we commence the processional. Leading today's procession are our distinguished guests, hardworking committee and valued partners behind the 35th Library and Information Services Month. First on the list, National Commission for Culture and the Arts, National Committee on Libraries and Information Services. The Freedom of Information. The Department of Science and Technology. The Philippine Information Agency. The National Parks Development Committee. The Cavite-Laguna Expressway. Mamacitas. OMF Literature. National Museum of the Philippines. National Archives of the Philippines, and National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Approaching the aisle are the Working Committee Chairpersons of the 35th Library and Information Services Month, led by the overall Chairperson, Ms. Melanie A. Ramirez. We are likewise honored by the presence of Ms. Kathleen B. Obile, Chairperson of National Book Week 2025, and Mr. Pepot Atienza, the official illustrator of the 35th Library and Information Services Month, assisted by Ms. Maricel Urenia, Chief of the Research and Publications Division of the National Library of the Philippines. And now, marking a highlight of today's procession, we proudly welcome the keynote speaker of the 35th Library and Information Services Month, Honorable Victorino Mapamanalo, Chair of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, assisted by the convener of this year's celebration and the esteemed officials of the National Library of the Philippines, Director Cesar Gilbert U. Adriano, and Assistant Director Edgardo B. Quiros. Please remain standing for the entrance of colors to be led by the Philippine Coast Guard. In the spirit of unity and respect for our nation, let us solemnly stand for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem. And please remain standing in a reverent mood as we lift our hearts to the Almighty through our doxology, to be led by Adamson University Chorale.
Bayang magiliw, penas ang silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiti, sa mandulupig, di ka pasisihin, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong mukha, may nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na naglilingling, ang bituin na taraw niya kailan pag may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw na ating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na ba't may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Manaming sumasalangit ka, sambahin ang ngalan mo, mapasa amin ang kaharian mo, sundin ang loob mo dito sa lupa. Sala sa amin, at wag mo kaming ipahintulot sa tukso at iadya mo kami. Sa dilang masasama.
Antayin na natin mag-exit tong mga color guards or tapos please be seated tayo.
Wala na tong thank you very much. Thank you very much to the Adamson University Chorale for that stirring rendition of our national anthem and doxology. Please be seated. Live at the Metropolitan Theater in the vibrant capital of the country, City of Manila. We are thrilled to welcome everyone to the official kick-off of the 35th Library and Information Services Month. Today, librarians, information professionals, and partners from all over the Philippines come together to celebrate the boundless power of libraries as gateways to knowledge, hubs of culture, and bridges that connect communities. With this year's theme, Lace Up, Libraries, a hub for cultural exploration and uniting through partnership, we lace up our shared passion, creativity, and purpose to honor the vital role of libraries in shaping an informed and empowered nation. To formally open today's momentous celebration, we take great pride in welcoming a visionary leader whose steadfast commitment has strengthened the role of libraries as vital pillars of learning, culture, and public service. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Honorable Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, Director of the National Library of the Philippines, for his opening message.
Isang mapayapang hapon po sa ating lahat. Good afternoon, everyone. And all of us who are, and everyone who are joining online, naka-live po tayo sa Facebook ng PIA, ng National Library, at marami pang mga government agencies. So to the Honorable Victorino Mapa Manalo, nag-CR pa, hindi niya naman narinig. Sir, thank you for accepting our invitation as the keynote speaker. To Ma'am Emma Ray, Ma'am Elvie Lapus, and Ma'am Lilia Echeverry, thank you for your presence. All the public librarians present, academic, and all the licensed librarians here today. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Sa mga kasamahan ko sa National Library of the Philippines, to our partners, the Philippine Information Agency, to Ma'am Lou David, one of the commissioners of the Professional Regulatory Board for Librarians, DOST, STII, the Presidential Communications Office, Mr. Alvin Alcid of NHCP, the National Archives, the National Museum, our esteemed guests, and library patrons, welcome to the opening celebration of the 35th Library and Information Services Month. This 2025, we come together for LIS Month with the theme Lace Up, Libraries, a hub for cultural exploration and unity through partnership. This is in line with the hashtag Culture 2030 advocacy of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, and the International Federation of Library Association and Institutions, or IFLA. Through the lens of the Filipino library culture, we highlight the importance of developing strong and diverse communities, equitable knowledge and access, and intellectual freedom, starting with our affiliated public libraries across local regions. We continue our mission to provide quality service and meaningful partnerships. The Filipino libraries and information centers have been fostering preservation and accessibility of cultural knowledge for the past, present, and hopefully the future learning generations. Through our collections of literature, history, language, and social knowledge resources, we aim to sustainably bridge cultures and voices, stories and connections, especially during our month-long LIS celebration. As we journey, we invite everyone to participate in exciting LISM 2025. We have prepared a lot of activities such as live chikahan. We also have a bazaar sa National Library. We have a series of seminars and a lot more. So just check the FB of the National Library and you can see all the activities there for the month-long celebration. And I would like to acknowledge my team, the LISM committee. Please stand up for the preparation of this, headed by Melay and Maricel Orenya and all my team. Congratulations and maraming salamat sa inyong pagod. So together, let's lace up in our collaborative and cultural celebration of library information services with our librarians, educators, artists, partners, and the Filipino public. Maraming salamat ulit at magandang hapon sa ating lahat.
Thank you very much, Director Adriano, for that inspiring opening message that sets the tone for today's celebration. At this point, we are now honored to hear messages of support from our partners and champions in government and the global library community whose leadership continues to uplift the mission of libraries as engines of learning, creativity, and transformation. We begin with a message from Ms. Elvira B. Lapus, Secretary of the National Committee on Libraries and Information Services, National Commission for Culture and the Arts.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please allow me to read this message from the National Committee on Library and Information Services. To Honorable Victorino Mapa Manalo, Chair of the NCCA, the Director of the National Library, Honorable Gilbert Cesar Adriano, of course to the Deputy Director, Ed Quiros, representatives from LIS schools, students, representatives from partner offices, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I give my warm greetings to our librarians, information professionals, partner institutions, advocates of learning and culture across the nation. On behalf of the National Committee on Libraries and Information Services of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, I extend my heartfelt congratulations and deepest appreciations to the organizers and committees behind this year's Library and Information Services Month celebration. The theme, Lace Up Libraries, a hub for cultural exploration and unity through partnership, truly captures the essence of what libraries stand for today. Libraries are no longer confined to being repositories of books and records. Libraries are now vibrant cultural hubs, spaces where ideas meet, stories are shared, and partnerships are formed to celebrate our rich and diverse heritage. Through collaboration and shared purpose, libraries become powerful catalysts for understanding, inclusion, and unity. They connect generations, bridge communities, and sustain the very fabric of our cultural identity. To all of us who continue to champion libraries and the information services, our dedication, creativity, and spirit of cooperation embody the very ideals of this celebration. May we continue to lace up our collective efforts in strengthening our libraries as dynamic centers of cultural exchange, empowerment through knowledge, and national unity. Together, let us keep building future where every Filipino has access not only to information, but also to inspiration. Inspiration from libraries that truly serve as gateways to culture, learning, and community. Mabuhay ang mga aklatan, mabuhay tayong lahat na naglilingkod para sa karunungan, patuloy na pagkatuto, at pakikibahagi sa pagpapayaman ng kultura ng sambayanang Pilipino. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lapus, for that inspiring message of support. Up next, we hear hear from one of the country's strongest voices in education, culture, and sustainable development. Please welcome the Honorable Pilar Juliana Pia S. Cayetano, Senator of the Republic of the Philippines, Chairperson of the Senate Committee on Ways and Means and on SDGs, Innovation and Futures Thinking, to be represented by Ms. Teresa Oraba, Member of the Committee on Secretariat.
Isang mapayapang araw sa ating lahat. It's an honor to share with you the message of support for the 35th Library and Information Services Month of the National Library of the Philippines by Senator Pia S. Cayetano, Chairperson, Committee on Ways and Means, Committee on Energy, and Committee on Sustainable Development Goals, Innovation, and Futures Thinking. Senator Pia Cayetano congratulates the National Library of the Philippines and all of our professionals, public librarians, and students as we celebrate the 35th Library and Information Services Month. With this year's theme, Lace Up, Libraries, a Hub for Cultural Exploration and Unity Through Partnership, we are reminded that libraries are more than repositories of books and records. They are gateways to knowledge, bridges to culture, and spaces that foster inclusivity and community. As chair of the Senate Committee on the Sustainable Development Goals, Innovation, and Futures Thinking, she recognizes the important roles that libraries play in advancing SDG 4 on quality education and SDG 16 on peace, justice, and strong institutions. By ensuring access to information, libraries empower citizens to learn, to participate, and to thrive in knowledge-driven society. The dear Senator also extends her gratitude to our librarians and information professionals whose work sustains the love of reading, supports lifelong learning, and strengthens our democracy. May this celebration further inspire partnerships that will keep our libraries vibrant and relevant for generations to come. Mabuhay ang National Library of the Philippines at mabuhay ang lahat ng tagapagtaguyod ng kaalaman.
Thank you, Ms. Oraba. Continuing our series of messages of support, we are privileged to hear from a passionate advocate of Philippine heritage and the arts, the Honorable Lorna Regina Loren B. Legarda, Senator of the Republic of the Philippines and Chairperson of the Senate Committee on Culture and the Arts, to be represented by Ms. Jennifer H. Tan, Chairperson of the Committee on Secretariat.
Isang malugod na pagbati po sa ating lahat at isa pong karangalan na ihatid sa inyo ang mensahe ng ating kagalang-galang na Senador Lorna Regina Loren B. Legarda. Ipinahatid po ng ating Senador Loren Legarda ang isang magandang araw sa ating lahat. It is with great pleasure that she joined the National Library of the Philippines together with our librarians, information professionals, and cultural advocates in celebrating the 35th Library and Information Services Month. This year's theme, Lace Up, Libraries, a Hub for Cultural Exploration and Unity Through Partnership, captures what libraries have always stood for: spaces for knowledge, imagination, and inclusivity. Libraries connect people across time, place, and language. They remind us that learning is not confined to walls and that exchange of ideas strengthens our imagination and learning. Senator Legarda especially congratulates the National Library of the Philippines for the launch of its new Children's Library, a space that nurtures the curiosity and creativity of our youngest readers. This initiative ensures that every child, regardless of background, can access books, stories, and digital resources that inspire them to dream and discover. It is in these early encounters with these books that a lifelong love for learning begins. As the author of and co-sponsor of Republic Act Number 10066, the National Cultural Heritage Act of 2009, Senator Legarda have long believed that preserving and promoting our nation's cultural heritage must begin with the access to knowledge. Libraries play a critical role in this mission. They are guardians of memory and history, and catalysts for understanding. As the chairperson of the Senate Committee on Culture and the Arts, Senator Legarda reaffirms her full support for the continuous modernization of our libraries, from community reading centers and school libraries to national institutions like the NLP. Together, we must ensure that libraries remain safe, creative, and sustainable spaces for cultural education, especially in this digital age. Let us continue to lace up our partnership between government, educators, artists, and communities to build a future where every Filipino, young or old, can read, learn, and connect through our shared cultural heritage. Ipinaabot po ng ating Senator Lauren Legarda ang isang congratulations to the National Library of the Philippines and all the librarians and partners for their dedication and service. Maraming salamat at isang luntiang Pilipinas sa ating lahat. Thank you po.
Thank you, Ms. Echidan. We are likewise honored to hear a message from a true champion of education and lifelong learning, the Honorable Juan Edgardo Sonny M. Angara, Secretary of the Department of Education, to be represented by Mr. Jonathan M. Santos, Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Information and Documentation.
Let me deliver the message from the good Secretary, Sonny Angara, Department of Education. Libraries have long served as sanctuaries of knowledge. In the Philippines, they remain inclusive spaces where Filipinos come together to learn, connect, and celebrate a shared heritage. Beyond being repositories of books, libraries served as bridges, linking generations, nurturing diversity, and shaping an informed and culturally grounded citizenry. The theme of this year's 35th Library and Information Services Month of the National Library of the Philippines, Lace Up, Libraries, a hub for cultural exploration and unity through partnership, reflects the enduring role of libraries as centers of collaboration and cultural dialogue. They are places where ideas are exchanged, empathy is built, and communities are strengthened. Aligned with President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s vision of inclusive and accessible education, the Department of Education supports the 35th LISM in celebrating libraries as vital spaces that connect people, promote learning, and preserve our cultural identity. Through initiatives such as the Library Hub Project and the development of supplementary learning resources, DepEd continues to expand access to reading materials that nurture curiosity, deepen cultural awareness, and sharpen critical thinking. The Department of Education extends our appreciation to the NLP and its partners for championing the transformative power of libraries and fostering a culture of inclusivity and lifelong learning. May this celebration remind our parents and learners of the quiet power of libraries to spark curiosity and love for learning. Each visit brings us closer to our shared goal of nurturing literacy and building a nation of readers. May it also inspire us to support our libraries more than just repositories of books, but as a symbol of knowledge, connection, and lifelong learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Santos. And finally, we take pride in hearing a message from one of the most respected figures in the global library community, Ms. Leslie Wire, President of the International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions, and librarian and archivist from the Library and Archives of Canada. Let us all watch this.
Hello, I'm Leslie Weir. I'm the Librarian and Archivist of Canada, and I'm the President of the International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions. Congratulations on the 35th Library and Information Services Month. Wow, the whole month of November dedicated to celebrating all the contributions of LIS. And what a great theme, Lace Up. Libraries, a hub for cultural exploration and unity through partnership. I love the focus that you're placing on inclusive spaces where people can learn about culture. Congratulations to the National Library of Philippines, to all of the libraries and information services in the Philippines, and wishing you a fabulous November, the 35th Library and Information Services Month. Congratulations!
Thank you once again to our esteemed leaders and partners for their uplifting words of support. To continue, we now come to one of the most anticipated parts of our program, the keynote address. He is the current chair of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts and concurrently serves as the Executive Director of the National Archives of the Philippines. A recognized figure in the Philippine culture and arts scene, he has previously served as Museum Director of both the Metropolitan Museum of Manila and Museum of the Cultural Center of the Philippines. He was also instrumental in the establishment of the Bachelor of Arts in Philippine Studies program at the University of the Philippines, Manila. As head of the country's de facto Ministry of Culture, he also leads in the formulation and implementation of policies and plans that conserve and promote the nation's historical and cultural heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Honorable Victorino Mapamanalo, Chair of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts.
Thank you. Meron akong listahan kung sino yung babatiin. Mga VIP nakalagay VIPs for acknowledgement. Yung unang nakalista, Honorable Victorino Mapamanalo. Talagay ko hindi nakasama yun, no? Gilbert Adriano, NLP Director, and of course, the Assistant Director, Edgardo Quiros, Ms. Elvira Lapus and Lilia Echevere, the Honorable Lourdes David, Board Member and of the Professional Regulatory Board for Librarians, Cecil Lorenzana Romero, Daryl Withrop, C. Torres, Arlette Capistrano, Irene Brillo, Cristina Laurio, Alvin Alcid, Gina Mahor Papa of the National Archives, Chris May Amante of the National Museum of the Philippines, and Dennis Mendoza. Good afternoon sa lahat. Before I start, I just want to share with you na bakit ba na napaka-importante ng mga libraries para sa akin. But I'm happy to share with you na dating librarian din ako. I used to work for our school library to earn some extra cash, no, para may panggastos ako. And this was abroad, no, in the US. And hindi ko makalimutan na meron akong nagawang parang significant na may nahuli ako na nandaraya, no. May isang tao pumasok sa library namin At nagsabi siya na yung mga libro na overdue, tiningnan niya daw at nandun naman all the time na sa shelves. So, pinuntahan ko at kasama siya, no? Tapos sabi niya, biro mo, sinasabi niyo overdue, nandito naman yung 2 libro. No, hindi sila overdue, sa uli ko na dati. Tapos, pero meron ako napansin na yung 2 libro, kasi winter yon ang ginawa. Yung 2 libro, malamig pa. So, huli ko siya. Di ba? Anyway, yun ang aking contribution sa library namin. Okay. Isang mapayapang araw sa ating lahat. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you today on behalf of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts as we officially open the 35th Library Information Services Month 2025 under the theme Lace Up, Libraries, a Hub for Cultural Exploration and Unity through Partnership. Kung tuusin itong Lace Up na theme ninyo, napaka-meaningful, no? Dahil sa 2 bagay. Unang-una, nandun ang salitang lace. Alam niyo naman kung ano yung lace, di ba? Yung parang, yung dekorasyon sa mga damit, no? And sa Pilipinas, ang nagdala ng paggawa ng lace dito sa Pilipinas, mga madre na galing sa abroad. So galing yan sa abroad na skill, yung paano maggawa ng lace, di ba? Yung parang ganchilyo, parang ganon. Pero ginawa natin nung sarili natin, no? We are the ones we have made it our own. Just like library science, it comes from outside the country, but we have made it our own through the National Library and other libraries. At the same time, yung 2 bayan na lang ang gumagawa ng lace ngayon sa Pilipinas. Actually, wala na ata yung isa, matanda na yung mga gumagawa ng lace. At isa na lang natitira. Yung isa dati, Tagudin sa Ilocos Sur. Pero hindi na ata gumagawa ang Tagudin ng lace. Ang natitira na lang sa Iloilo, no? Gumagawa sila ng lace. And parang simbolo siya, magandang simbolo siya for the mga sa libraries kasi yung threads, pinagsasama-sama mo, pinagko-connect mo, pinaglalala mo para magkaroon ng bagong anyo. So parang ganun din ang library, pinagsasama niyo lahat ng mga information at para magkaroon ng bagong anyo na binibigay niyo sa mga tao. Pangalawa, yung isa pang ibig sabihin ng lace up para sa akin, para bang pag sabihin mo lalo sa mga sundalo, pag sabihin mo, halika na, ready ka na, get ready na, sasabihin nila, mag-lace up ka na kasi tatalian mo na yung boots, mga botas mo. So, yun ang ibig. So, parang ganun din, mga libraries ngayon, ready to go, di ba? Handa na sila lahat. Susulong na sa labanan. This year's theme speaks to a powerful vision that our libraries are not merely repositories of books and documents. Rather, they are vibrant hubs, places of cultural exploration, of community building, and of partnership. They are spaces where knowledge meets culture, where connection and unity are forged. When we say lace up, we invite everyone, librarians, information professionals, educators, cultural workers, students, and members of the community at large to lace up, to step into the dynamic role of libraries as agents of culture and society. Libraries, after all, are at the heart of knowledge, memory, and culture. They provide access to our past and pathways to our future. They serve as meeting grounds for ideas, as safe spaces for exploration and growth. Next, we must emphasize unity. No library stands alone. Each library flourishes when linked to schools, communities, government agencies, civil society, the art sector, and the rest. Lastly, libraries are hubs. Libraries are centers of access, connection, and innovation. Whether physical or digital, they're platforms where communities gather, where resources are shared, where transformation happens. Parang lace nga, nagsasama-sama, nag-interconnect. To all librarians, staff of libraries, and information centers, library users, educators, and cultural practitioners, thank you for your dedication and your service. Your role is pivotal in shaping an informed, engaged, and culturally rich citizenship. Let us lace up together, step into this journey, and make our libraries shine as hubs of culture, unity, and service. Damo gid nga salamat sa inyo na tanan. Mabuhay ang Library and Information Services Month 2025. Mabuhay ang ating mga aklatan, buhay na buhay, makulay at makabuluhan. Salamat po.
Thank you very much, Honorable Victorino Mapamanalo, for that inspiring keynote message, a powerful reminder of how culture, knowledge, and creativity work hand in hand in building informed and empowered communities. At this point, we are pleased to award the Certificate of Appreciation and Token as symbol recognition of your unwavering support and outstanding contribution to the promotion of culture, heritage, and library development. To award the Certificate of Appreciation, we invite Director Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, Assistant Director Edgardo B. Quiros, and Ms. Melanie A. Ramirez, Overall Chairperson of the 35th LISM, and Ms. Maricel Urenia, Chief of the Research and Publications Division. Once again, our warmest round of applause for Honorable Victorino Mapamanalo. Once again, thank you very much, Honorable Victorino Mapamanalo, Chair of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. To celebrate the richness of our Filipino heritage and the artistry that binds us together, we now bring you a special cultural and musical presentation. Let us give a warm round of applause to Sindao, Philippines Performing Arts Guild.
out loud! Love, 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 love the Philippines. Love, 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 love the Philippines. Love the Philippines. Love the Philippines. Love the Philippines.
Thank you very much, Sindao Philippines Performing Arts Guild. Following this dynamic performance, we will be serenaded by the musical talents of Mr. Julian Emmanuel Santos and Miss France Jasmine Salposhao from the University of the Philippines College of Music.
Tangi kong pag-ibig ay minsan lamang, ngunit ang iyong akala ay hindi tunay. Hindi ka lilimutin magpakailanman habang ako ay narito at may buhay. Alasin mo't magtitiis ng kalungkutan. Ang buhay ko'y unti-unti nang pumapanaw. Wari ko ba sasa ako'y mamamatay kung di ikaw ang kapiling habang buhay. Malasin mo't magtitiis ng kalungkutan. Ang buhay ko'y unti-unti nang pumapanaw. Wari ko ba sinsa ako'y mamamatay kung di ikaw ang kapiling habang buhay. Alaala ko'y nagbabalik ang araw ng ating pag-ibig. Buhay natin pinaginip sa gilid ng batis. Ang mga langit ay saktan tamis, ay may pangakong hanggang lagi. Mamahalin kita, lagi ikaw sa ginhawa tapis. Ngunit nagdaan ang araw, sumpa mo'y nalimot, naghihintay sa kalungkutan, ang puso'y hirog. Nahanap ang iyong pagmamahal, aking pagling natapos. damdam, buksan ang aking puso, at tanging larawan mo ang tuoy nakatago.
Di ka kaya magbago sa
Hindi giliw ko hanggang sa libingan. O kay sarap mabuhay, lalo na't may lamlangan. Ligaya sa puso ko ay di na makaparang.
Maalala mo kaya ang sumpa mo sa akin? Pag-ibig mo'y sadyang sirang-sirang. Kung nais mo, buksan ang aking puso, at tanging larawan mo ang luhoy nakatago.
Di kayang magbago sa iyong pagmamahal.
Hindi giliw ko hanggang sa libingan.
O kay sarap mabuhay, lalo na't may lambingan. Ligaya sa puso ko ay di na mapaparam.
Wow, what an inspiring performance. Thank you to our talented performers for reminding us how art and culture unite us, just as libraries do. At this juncture, we move to the one of the most anticipated highlights of today's celebration, the unveiling of the official poster of the 35th Library and Information Services Month. Let us all watch this. To give us a briefer on the inspiration of the official poster for the 35th LISM, we would like to invite the official illustrator. He is known by his label Pepot Art. Is a multidisciplined artist specializing in kids content, an inspiring filmmaker and an advocate for children's rights based in Quezon Province, Philippines. His stop-motion short film, diorama, and children's illustration artworks has been recognized by both local and international award-giving bodies and are notable for its uniqueness in style. Currently, he is an active member of various art organizations, facilitating workshops, volunteering for NGOs, and serving as a key speaker at Art Talks. These achievements inspire Pepot to teach and share the joy of creating art in its many forms: children's book illustration, animation, and filmmaking. He initially worked as a motion graphics artist and animator for ABS-CBN's Yay Kids channel. Later on, he pursued his passion for creating illustrations for children and enjoyed experimenting with different art mediums for his book illustrations. This interest evolved into creating stop-motion animation and writing stories, prompting him to pursue a master's degree in the stop-motion animation. During his time in his master's studies, he co-produced a stop animation short entitled Daisy. which has now been selected to screen in international film festivals around the globe. He also had the opportunity to intern and eventually work in Cytoplasma's puppet department of Olivia and the Invisible Earthquake, a full-length stop-motion film produced in Europe. There, he contributed to various tasks in puppet fabrication and more. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Pepot Atienza.
Magandang hapon po. Ako po si Pepot. Una sa lahat, taos puso po ako nagpapasalamat sa pamunuan ng National Library of the Philippines sa pagbibigay sa akin ng pagkakataong bigyan ng kulay at imahe ang pagdiriwang ng Library and Information Services Month ngayong taon. Maraming salamat din po, lalo na kay Ma'am Melanie Ramirez, ang ating kwentistang librarian, sa tiwala sa aking kakayahan at talento. Noong una po akong inanyahan ni Ma'am Melanie para sa proyektong ito, agad ko po talaga itong tinanggap kasi napakalapit po sa puso ko ang library at ng mga libro. Dalawa sa aking pamilya, ang lolo ko, si Aristeo Zamora, at ang nanay ko na si Cynthia Zamora ay mga librarian din. At bata pa lang ako, napapalibutan na po talaga ako ng libro. Ayun. Kaya po napakahalaga sa akin ng libro, lalo na mga larawan sa bawat pahina. Dahil dito nagsimula ang pagmamahal ko sa sining at dito rin nahubog ang aking imahinasyon. Nang sabihin ni Ma'am Melanie na ang fiesta ang magiging tema para sa key visual, agad kong naalala ang pagkabata ko tuwing piyesta sa bayan namin sa Atimonan, Quezon. Tulad ng marami sa inyo, hindi ko makakalimutan na sa tuwing magsisimulang magtayo ng mga peryahan sa kalsada, puno ng kulay, ilaw at iba't ibang laruan ang kalsada. Ang paborito ko noon ay ang taka, mga paper mache na laruan mula sa Paete, Laguna. Iba't iba ang hugis at disenyo, may mga bituin, buwan, mga imahe ng lalaki at babae, at syempre ang pinakakilala ay yung takang kabayo. Mula sa mga taka horses na ito, kinuha ko ang inspirasyon para sa kulay, disenyo, at ang mga hagod ng pintura para sa ating key visual. Kung mapapansin ninyo, naroon din ang mga floral at ornamental patterns na karaniwang makikita sa isang taka horse. Ang mga detalyeng nagbibigay buhay at saya sa bawat imahe. Upang mas maramdaman ang diwa ng piyesta, isinama ko rin ang iba pang simbolo mula sa mga tanyag na pagdiriwang sa Pilipinas. Ang arangya mula sa Pahiyas Festival ng Lukban, ang malalaking paper mache na higante mula sa Angono, at ang makukulay na maskara mula sa Maskara Festival ng Bacolod. Makikita rin ang mga banderitas, ang palo sebo, mga dahon ng niyog at puno ng saging na nagbibigay ng tropikal at masayang damdamin, habang ang Filipino textile pattern sa likuran ang nagdagdag ng lalim at ng kulturang Pilipino sa kabuang disenyo. At sa gitna ng lahat ng ito, makikita ang peach ribbon na pinagdurugtong ang bawat elemento. Ang lasong ito ang nagsisilbing simbolo ng pagkakaisa at tema ng lace up. Tulad ng ribbon, ang mga aklatan ang nag-uugnay sa kultura, kaalaman at pakikipagkaibigan ng bawat Pilipino. Sa paggawa ko ng key visual na ito, hangad ko pong maipadama ang kasiyahan, kulay at pagbubuklod na dala ng mga aklatan. Hindi lang bilang lugar ng karunungan, kundi bilang tahanan ng kultura, kasaysayan at ugnayan ng bawat Pilipino. Sana sa simpleng likhang sining ko na ito ay maipakita kung gaano kahalaga ang papel ng mga librarian at mga aklatan sa paghubog ng makulay at nakinabukasan para sa lahat. Maraming salamat po at maligayang Library and Information Services Month sa lahat. Thank you po.
Thank you, Mr. Bepot Atienza. Truly, the 35th Library and Information Services Month official poster captures the spirit of Lace Up. Libraries are vibrant spaces where culture is explored, partnerships are nurtured, and unity is built through shared knowledge. As we continue this celebration, we now present the LISM 2025 Calendar of Activities, a month-long roadmap designed to foster collaboration, creativity, and innovation among libraries and information centers across the country. To lead us in this presentation, we welcome Ms. Melanie A. Ramirez, overall chairperson of the 35th Library and Information Services Month.
Isang masayang araw po sa inyong lahat. Kinakabahan ako. Bakit kaya? Lace up! Sabay-sabay po tayo ng lace up para maging masaya ngayong November. 1, 2, 3, lace up! Thank you so much. Ano nga ba ang ating aabangan ngayong month ng November or Nobyembre? Nung nakaraang pong November 3 hanggang November 7, ayan po, sinimulan po nating buksan ang Library Bazaar and Exhibit po sa National Library of the Philippines sa first floor lobby. At ito po ay pinuntahan ng mga estudyante at iba't ibang mga exhibitor ang ating mga nakita doon, and may mga food bazaar po tayo. At ngayong araw, November 5, tayo po ay nagsiselebrate ng opening ceremony po natin. At abangan din po natin sa November 6, bukas na po yun, meron tayong educational tour at simula ng ating concert. We want all the libraries, not only the National Library of the Philippines, na maging maingay tayo. Kaya po, meron kaming book theater concert, merong kantahan, sayawan, tulaan. Abangan po ninyo yan sa November 6, magsisimula. At ang susunod po natin ay November 7, ang ating contest, Lola Basyang Chamber Storytelling Contest. Mga Severino Reyes Award ang ating masasaksihan ng mga kwento po nila. At syempre, sa November 7 din ang ating educational tour. Meron din po tayo at science film na gaganapin. At meron din po tayo dyan, of course, ito pong inaabangan nila, ang November 7, ang opening of Children's Library. Ayan po. Magbubukas na po ang Children's Library ng National Library of the Philippines. At November 10, hindi po tayo papahuli dahil LIS month, maingay tayo dapat. Kaya dadalhin natin ang LIS or Library and Information Services Month sa mall. At ito po'y sa SM Podium po. Abangan po natin yan at magkita-kita po tayo dyan. And November 11, ito po ang ating contest, Pinoy Book Character Contest. Mga Severino Reyes din. Mga, kumbaga dati meron tayong Cinderella, meron tayong counterpart ng mga Filipino kwento. No? Nandyan ang si Pilong Patago-Tago. Mga sample po na yan. And November 12, meron po tayong live chikahan. Ito naman ay online na chikahan, parang counterpart or kagaya ng fast talk, no? Ano gusto mo, chocolates or happiness? Like ganyan po. Abangan po ninyo, masayang kwentuhan po yan at mga expert po ang ating makikita po doon or mapapanood. And no November, next slide please. Ayan. November 13, ang ating LISM activity rin dadalhin po natin sa DOST, ang STII, nandyan po sila. Magkakandak po tayo ng mga activities po doon. And November 14, meron po tayong on-site na seminar with the Freedom of Information, nandyan po sila, FOI. And November 18, Library Feud. Ito po'y gaganapin sa NPDC or sa Luneta Park po. Abangan po ninyo yan. Maganda pong, kumbaga magandang tagpuan ng mga librarian, mga national agency po, no? Maglalaban-laban sila. No? Ito po yung parang counterpart ng Amazing Race na tinatawag po. And November 19, meron ulit tayong live chikahan. And meron tayong Bring Me. Online po yan. So, mga students, i-share po natin to online. Bring Me lumang library card ng National Library of the Philippines. No? Ganyan mga sample, lumang picture ng director or lumang artista. Yan, abangan po natin yan. No? And then next, November 19 again, ayan, book theater concert. November 20, meron tayong, kung may online, ay kung may on-site rather, may online din tayo na abangan with the OST po. Nandiyan po sila webinar. Register na po tayo. Next. November 22, we have the LISM Book Picnic. Ito po'y pupuntahan namin. Magda-drive kami. Drive talaga, lilipad at kung ano mang gagawin namin. Ang LISM pupunta po ng Botolan, Zambales. Dahil this year, we promote the cultural exploration. So, dadalhin namin yung ating activity sa Botolan, Zambales sa mga indigenous people po natin. Masaksihan, ma-experience man nila gaano ba kahalaga ang libraries. Okay? And then we have the November 24 to 28. Ayan, mamaya nandyan po ang ating chairperson, National Book Week. And November 28, ito po yung ating book launching po ng Impact Stories. Abangan din po ninyo yan. Mag-online na publish po kami about Impact Stories Cultural Edition. Abangan po. And awarding and closing ceremonies po ng LISM. Yan. Bago po ako magtapos, bigyan niyo po ako ng pagkakataon. Kayo po bang lahat ay naka-like, follow, and then share and subscribe sa aming mga social media, National Library of the Philippines, and website ng LISM? Parang ang hina. Lakasan? Okay, dahil dyan, maraming salamat at mabuhay po kayo. Lace up! Thank you po.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ramirez. In the same spirit of cultural exploration and unity, we are proud to present another flagship celebration that continues to inspire generations of readers and advocates of literacy, the National Book Week 2025. To share with us the National Book Week 2025 calendar of activities, may we call on Ms. Kathleen B. Obile, Chairperson of the National Book Week Committee.
Magandang hapon sa ating lahat. Sinasabi ko kanina sa mga kasama ko doon sa kantong yon, di ko ma-match ang energy ni Miss Melay. Salamat. Ayan. Mula sa National Book Week Committee ng Philippine Librarians Association Incorporated, magandang hapon sa ating lahat. So may I acknowledge my fellow committee members here, Ma'am Jonna, Troy, Sylvan, and also the representatives from PLAI. Hello. Salamat sa Library and Information Services Month Committee ng National Library of the Philippines bilang partner ng National Book Week Committee nitong taon at sana ay sa mga susunod pang mga taon. Sa tema ng NBW ngayong taon, tulay ang pagbasa sa bukas na puno ng pag-asa, reading is the bridge to a future full of hope. Pinapaalala sa atin na ang pagbabasa ang magdadala sa atin sa maraming posibilidad. Every time we read, we cross that bridge toward understanding, empathy, and transformation. So I now present the calendar of activities. Yes. Leading to the NBW celebration, we have already launched several contests back in September. And these are the digital poster making contest, book face, book talk, book trailer, book advocacy videos, and local witty lines. All these entries are now at the regional level for judging. We will announce the national level finalists and winners during the opening program of the National Book Week on November 23 in Bacolod City, as the NBW is co-located with the PLAI Congress. We will also have learning sessions on November 25. One is for teachers and librarians, and another is for students. So throughout the month of November, NBW alongside LISM celebrations, we celebrate that bridge in many creative ways. We have simultaneous school activities happening across the country, like book picnics, book Olympics, literary scavenger hunts, and reading challenges, encouraging everyone to make reading as a shared experience, not just a solitary one. From those institutions conducting these simultaneous activities, the best participating institution will be awarded a cash incentive of 15,000 pesos to support their library. Entries should be submitted by November 28, and the announcement of best participating institution will be on December 5. Of course, we have also something special for our librarians, an ongoing live talk contest where their creativity is featured, where, a day in the life of a librarian. So what they do in a day will be featured in their TikTok accounts. And this is a reminder for us that behind every well-loved library is a dedicated professional who makes learning possible. For more information, you may visit our Facebook page, National Book Week. This month, let us read, create, and connect. Let's make our libraries not just repositories of books, but bridges of hope, places where people find stories that heal, teach, and inspire. Maraming salamat and happy Library and Information Services Month and National Book Week 2025. Tara, tumawid tayo sa tulay ng pagbabasa patungo sa bukas na puno ng pag-asa.
Thank you, Ms. Tubile. What an exciting way to celebrate the month of November. This season is truly special for libraries and information centers across the country, as we come together for a month-long celebration filled with activities that honor our culture, strengthen our partnerships, and promote lifelong learning. As we continue to celebrate the spirit of this year's theme, Lace Up, Libraries, a hub for cultural exploration and unity through partnership, we now move to one of the most exciting parts of today's program, the simultaneous opening ceremony of the 35th Library and Information Services Month. This nationwide opening symbolizes the unity, collaboration, and shared purpose of libraries across the Philippines, from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and here in the National Capital Region. At this juncture, let us acknowledge our partner libraries joining us live via Zoom, proudly representing each major island group. From the National Capital Region, where the country's pulse of progress beats strong, we have the Parañaque City Public Library. And we are joined by Mayor Edwin L. Olivares, Vice Mayor Benju Bernabe, Congressman Eric Olivares, and Congressman Brian Yamswan. From the Visayas, the birthplace of Filipino culture and faith, where music and literature thrive, we have the Samar Provincial Library. And from Mindanao, the land of rich diversity and boundless promise, we are joined by the Butuan City Library. And also from the island of Luzon, we are joined by the Imu City Public Library. We also have Urdaneta City Public Library. Puerto Princesa City Library. At this juncture, we have short interviews from our partner libraries. We have the Parañaque City Public Library. From the island of Luzon, we have the Urdaneta City Public Library.
Laging nag-aabot for the kids. Meron po 7 station nagdadaanan po ng mga bata. Very timely po ito, ngayon katulad mga Lindol at Sindo.
Thank you very much, Urdaneta City Public Library. May we also hear a yell from Imo City Public Library.
Okay. Ito ang ating tanong. Ano? O, kaway ulit.
Nang bumagsak ang tubig, aksidenteng
Harap kayo doon, kids! Kids, tayo kayong lahat, kids! Tingin kayo doon sa camera! Doon, tingin kayo, kids! Yan!
Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagkaway.
Okay.
We now proceed to the Visayas Island. We have the Summer Provincial Library. Maraming salamat po sa pagkaway mula sa Summer Provincial Library.
Okay, doon nagtatapos ang ating kwento mga bata. Ngayon, may tanong ako sa inyo. Ano ang magandang aral ang makukuha natin mula sa kwento? Taas ang kamay ang gustong sumagot. Sino? Hello? Andyan pa ba? Namati ba? Sabay ka mamati, ano? Otro Hong Kong. Ha? So ano, otro Hong Kong? Otro Hong Kong, Petron. Kailan namati? Namati ba kung tanan?
And now we proceed to the island of Mindanao. We have the Butuan City Library.
Ang makukuha natin mula sa ating kwento. Ang mga larawang tuwag-tuwi.
Once again, we thank the Butuan City Library.
Narinig na ako? Once again, matayang hapon sa ninyo at matayang hapon National Library of the Philippines, NCCA, the NCLIS, and all our partners across the country. You know, today we're here in Butuan City, honored to announce a major initiative that serves a tangible output of this very partnership, the official launching of a new landmark local publication. We are talking about Una nga basahon para hong gasugod pagkaton. This translates a premiere of beginners on Butuanan language. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome, of course, the author of this book, Tita Belia Hernandez. Tita, give us an overview of your book. Overview.
This book is a primer designed for the beginners of the language. It is both a coloring book and a workbook. They be colored by the children, and after that there are questions, and we have vocabularies in Butuanon to English to Filipino, so that they can learn simultaneously the national language and the local language. At any rate, it is also a book designed for everyone who wants to learn the language, and to make it more attractive, it was made into a coloring book to sustain interest in it. This is a series of 4 books. The first is myself, then my family. The third series is my neighborhood, and the fourth series is my community. The information and the translations getting harder and harder so that your learning can be measured.
Diba? So, we are so proud here, Butuanos, that we have this landmark na book here, no? Locally, local publication, a landmark book na dili na gid namo malimtan. You will not forget this, no? So again, congratulations once again to the LISM official partners. From Butuan City, we are proud of the firm role of the library as a true hub for cultural exploration. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Butuan City Library. At this juncture, we will go back to the Parañaque City Public Library. Together, they are joined by their Mayor, Edwin L. Olivares, Vice Mayor Benju Bernabe, Congressman Eric Olivares, and Congressman Brian M. Suave. Once again, on behalf of the 2025 Library and Information Services Month Working Committee, we extend our heartfelt appreciation to our participating partner libraries who stand as symbols of collaboration, innovation, and public service excellence. Maraming salamat po for being with us today. Across the nation, libraries of every kind unite in this celebration, all laced together by one collective purpose, and that is to champion the transformative power of libraries in shaping culture and fostering lifelong learning within every community. Once again, let us give them a big round of applause. As we continue this celebration, we now take a moment to highlight a meaningful initiative that captures the heart of our cultural and heritage preservation efforts. Presenting the NCCA NCLIS Photo Voice project on the local heritage collections in the Philippines, a collaborative endeavor between the National Commission for Culture and the Arts and the National Committee on Libraries and Information Services. We invite the Honorable Lilia Echeverri, Lexicon Member of the National Commission of Culture and Arts, National Commission for Libraries and Information Services. A round of applause, please.
Na-surprise ako doon. Magandang hapon sa atin lahat. Wala akong naririnig ng maganda, parang mukhang mga gutom na. Well, gusto ko pong batiin po yung mga ating, unang-unang ating director, ang masisipag na kanyang mga staff, lahat po ng organizing committee, ang aming NCCA, nawala ng ating chairman, ang ating NLP assistant director, si Ed. Thank you. And also, Miss Emma Ray, nandito po. Si Miss LV, ang ating secretary ng English. Ang ating butihing PRB, Ma'am Lou David. At saka lahat po ng mga involved sa occasion na ito po. So ako po inatasan, nabigla nga po ako. Dahil meron po tayong project ng NCCA, they call it Photo Voice Exhibit Project. So basahin ko lang po itong nadala ko po ng konti. In celebration of the Library and Information Services Month 2025, the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, through the National Committee on Libraries and Information Services, proudly launches Committee on Libraries and Information Services, the 35th LISM Photo Voice Project 2025 on local heritage collections of libraries in the Philippines. This initiative seeks to encourage libraries nationwide to document and preserve their local heritage collections. Showcase these invaluable heritage resources to a wider audience through an online photo exhibit and foster greater public appreciation for the cultural significance of books and other printed heritage materials as vital elements of our tangible cultural heritage. Parang ninervyos po ako talaga nang bigla ko sa pagtawa. Culture and heritage lie at the heart of our national identity. As Filipinos, this define what makes us unique among our Southeast Asian neighbors. Libraries, as institutions of collective memory, play a crucial role in safeguarding, promoting, and transmitting this identity. In line with LIS Month, theme Lace Up Libraries. Nasaan na si Melay? Ganda yung kanyang action kanina, hindi ko magaya. A hub for cultural exploration and unity through partnership, the 2025 Photo Voice Project highlights the importance of local heritage collections. It provides a meaningful platforms for librarians and information workers across the country to feature their institutions' distinctive heritage resources through a photo exhibit throughout November 2025 celebration. Now, in its fourth year, so pang-apat na taon na po ito na ginaganap natin, the Photo Voice Project continues to inspire libraries to document and share their local heritage materials, broaden their reach through digital showcases, and elevate public awareness of the cultural richness embedded in printed heritage resources. Last year's remarkable increase in participation, so nadoble po ang nag-apply ngayon. Pwede pa kayo kanyang humahabol kasi ang deadline ay sa November 17. So baka pwede yung mga ibang libraries din, baka pwede kayong humabol kasi marami na rin nag-submit and mamaya papakita na ho natin. And now, in great pride to present the 2025 NCCA LISM Photo Voice Project on local heritage collections in the Philippines, featuring this year's participating libraries and their exceptional contributions. Let's watch this. Walang hindi nakagawa pa sila ng presentation. But anyway, these are the universities or libraries that submitted already yung contest ng Photo Voice. Maybe you're asking about, ano ba itong Photo Voice na ito? If you have yung books collection in your library na mayroon ng 50 years, pwede niyong isali. At least 3. Nasa naman ang guidelines? Sana humabol po kayo sa November 17 pa po ang deadline. So with that, sana po marami pang humabol na libraries. Thank you very much. Magandang hapon.
Thank you very much, Honorable Echeverri. This remarkable celebration would not be possible without the invaluable support of our partners. We proudly acknowledge the official partners of the 35th Library in Information Services Month, National Commission for Culture and the Arts, NCCA National Committee on Libraries and Information Services, Philippine Information Agency, Presidential Communications Operations Office, DOST Science and Technology Information Institute, Tourism Promotions Board, Metropolitan Theater, National Parks Development Committee, the International Board on Books for Young People, Philippine Coast Guard, National Book Development Board, Metro Pacific Tollway South Management Corporation, Mamacitas, SM Cares, SM Book Nook, Beco Paper Corporation, OMF Literature, Bose Coffee, A to Z Learning Hub, Book Week, EESM. Our LISM library partners, Parañaque City Public Library, Urdaneta City Public Library, City of Imus Public Library, Puerto Princesa City Library, Samar Provincial Library, Butuan City Public Library, Caban ng Hiyas Congressional Library. We also acknowledge the following: Honorable Victorino Mapa Manalo, NCCA Chairperson and NAP Executive Director, Elvira R. Lapus and Lilia F. Echeverri, NCCA NCLIS Executive Council Members, Honorable Lourdes T. David, Board Member, Professional Regulatory Board for Librarian, Cecil A. Lorenzana Romero, NPDC Executive Director, Darrell Winthrop G. Torres, Division Chief Program Management Division of PIA, Arlene Capistrano, Vice President of Metro Pacific Tollway South Management Corporation, Irene Brillo, Science Research Specialist 2, Unit Head of DOST STII, Cristina Laurio, Planning Officer, and Jaya B. Ilustrissimo, Policy Officer of Presidential Communications Office, Alvin R. Alcid, Deputy Executive Director of National Historical Commission of the Philippines, Gina Mahor Papa, Training Specialist 5, Chief, Training and Information Division of National Archives of the Philippines, Chris May P. Amante, Librarian 3 of the National Museum of the Philippines, Dennis M. Mendoza, Education Program Supervisor and Head, Learning Resource Management Section, Curriculum and Learning Management Division of Department of Education, NCR Regional Office. Together, we champion a vision to make every library a hub for cultural exploration and every partnership a bridge for unity and empowerment. At this juncture, we have finally reached the most awaited part of today's celebration, the official declaration of the opening of the 35th Library and Information Services Month, But before we proceed to that exciting moment, we shall first hear a message that will set the tone and spirit of this year's celebration. Dear friends and colleagues, let us all welcome the Assistant Director of the National Library of the Philippines, Honorable Edgardo B. Quiros, for his kick-off message.
Magandang hapon. Tulugan na. Ang ating 35th LISM celebration ngayong taon ay isang napakagandang panahon. Kaya nandito tayo ngayon sa Metropolitan Theater. Yan. Sa mga ngayon lang nakapasok dito, ito yung pre-World War II na heritage structure natin. Ito yung itsura niya. College pa ako nung huling nakapanood ako dito na musical play. So, sa tanda ko na to, mga ilang dekada na lumipas. Ibig sabihin, bago siya nagsara at nakatiwangwang, matagal na panahon bago siya naayos at napunduhan at ito na, naibalik natin sa ganitong sitwasyon na gagamit na natin. Now, ang ating LIS Services Month celebration ay makulay. Fiesta ang tema kasi sa atin sa library, sari-sari yung ating kliyente. Marami tayong iba-ibang grupo, iba-ibang edad. Minsan, sabi nga nila, may mga bagay na hindi kayang basahin na ibang tao tulad ng mga paano yung mga kababayan natin na may problema sa paningin. So isa din yan sa ating isinasama sa atin sa Pambansang Aklatan. Meron tayong Library for the Blind. At pinapalakas natin yung paggawa ng ating mga braille materials. So yun yung ating proyekto din na ang ating mga libraries pwedeng matulungan ng ating Pambansang Aklatan sa paggawa ng braille. Itong nakaraan, ang siyudad ng Quezon City ang kasama natin sa isang proyekto na gumawa ng mga braille books. Maliban doon, sa matagal na panahon, marami tayong mga school, lalo yung mga school for the blind na natutulungan ng ating Library for the Blind. Pero maliban doon, mayroon ding mga bagay na hindi lang binabasa para ating makita ang halaga. Kaya naisipan namin sa ating Pambansang Aklatan na gumawa ng permanent gallery. At dito natin nilabas yung mga mahalagang pamana ng lahi. Ang orihinal na manuskrito ng Jose Rizal, No Limitangre, El Filibusterismo at ang kanyang tula na tinawag siyang Mi Ultimo Adios. At kasama noon, nagsimula ang Pambansang Aklatan na magdeklara ng ating national treasure. Ito yung tatlo. At sa mga susunod na araw, isusunod natin yung ibang koleksyon natin para magkaroon pa ito ng pagpapahalaga sa ating koleksyon. Bago nangyari ito, yung isang napakagandang koleksyon na nasa ating Pambansang Aklatan, yung President Manuel Quezon Collection, ay naisama natin sa National Register ng Memory of the World, sa regional at saka sa international. So meron na tayong recognition. Sabi ng iba, ano ba ang makukuha natin na pondo? Sabi namin, hindi mahalaga ang pondo. Kahit papel lang yan, tinitingnan natin siya na isang paraan para maipakita sa buong mundo yung mga mahalagang koleksyon natin. Yan. Maliban doon, ang bago natin na isa, yung matagal nang nakalagak sa ating Pambansang Aklatan, yung President Carlos P. Garcia, nakalagak po iyan ng ilang dekada na bilang loan. At sa matagal na panahon, nanatili siya na on loan o pahiram lang. Pero kamakailan ay binigay na sa Pambansang Aklatan, dinonate na ng mga tagapagbana ng pamilya ni former President Carlos P. Garcia. So, atin na yan. At sisikapin namin na alagaan at isama sa ating mga koleksyon na maibabahagi sa ating mga aklatan. Now, isa sa mga nakikita natin sa mga nakaraang araw ay ang problema sa pagbabasa. Napakabigat na, napakalungkot na balita. Kaya lang nasapawan siya ng mga flood control, kaya medyo naisantabi na naman. Pero maliban doon, siguro babanggitin ko na rin na yung Children's Library ng Pambansang Aklatan ay sinimulan ng isang librarian. Andito po siya ngayon, si Mrs. Fea Bilardo. At nung nagsimula siya, isang napaka-challenging po niyan na trabaho. Isa pong malaking pasalamat kay Mrs. Abelardo dahil nung sinimulan niya ito, wala siyang pondo. Puro yan hingi. Inabutan ko si Mrs. Abelardo na nangihingi ng mga donasyon, pampagawa ng upuan, mga libro, pati computer niya, donasyon. Walang pondo yan nung sinimulan ni Mrs. Abelardo. Kaya napaka-challenging nung sinisimulan siya. Nung naitayo na siya, ginamit natin itong plataforma para ikampanya sa ating mga public libraries na magkaroon ng public library section, ng children's library section sa ating public libraries. Kasi naniniwala tayo na ang pagbabasa ay dapat simulan sa murang edad, sa mga kabataan. At marami tayong mga public libraries. Kung nakita nyo kanina sa ating mga ka-Zoom, marami doon ay mayroong children's library section. Yan ang ating patuloy na sinusulong. At opo, Mrs. Abelardo, yung inyong sinimulan, pinaganda natin. At nabanggit naman ni Ms. Mele kanina, bubuksan, inauguration natin sa Friday. At right after, sa Monday, bukas na po siya sa publiko. At ito din yung ating itutuloy, ikakampanya na sana sa ating mga, lalo na sa ating mga public libraries na bigyan pansin ang ating mga public libraries. At sana ito yung makatuwang natin si Department of Education para matulungan ang mga kabataan sa ating kampanya sa pagbabasa. Yan po. So, yan yung mga good news naman sa atin. Now, yung mga iba natin nakasamahan sa library, minsan kasi hindi nila naisip na yung ginagawa nila ay mahalaga. Sa ating selebrasyon ngayong buwan na to, siguro pansinin din natin na yung mga akala natin maliliit na bagay, yung pala ay nakapagbigay ng inspirasyon, hindi lang sa mga kapwa natin librarian, kundi sa ating mga kababayan, sa ating lokal. Ito, share ko na lang siguro isang kwentong nakita ko na picture siya ng isang bata na 10 taong gulang siguro yon na nag-storytelling pero hindi sa library. Mukhang kabahayan siya. So natanong ko yung public librarian na naka-assign sa lugar, ano yung ginagawa ng bata? Ito ba ay project o proyekto ng public library ninyo? So kinuwento niya na yung bata daw na yon ay madalas nandoon sa public library, nakikinig, nagjo-join ng storytelling, at nagpaturo siya paano mag-storytelling. At yung nakita kong picture ay yung pala yung mga kapitbahay niya na pagka uwi sa kanila, sa baryo nila, sa barangay nila, hindi man siya inutusan, na-inspire siya, natuwa siya sa ginagawa ng mga librarians sa public library at ginaya niya at nag-storytelling siya sa kanyang mga pinsan at kapitbahay. So yung bata na-inspire. So sabi ko, bakit hindi nyo to sinasama sa report ninyo sa National Library? Para sa kanila, ordinaryo lang kasi yon. So hindi nila binibigyan ng ganon kabigat, ganon yung kumbaga, normal lang. Hindi something na worth na i-report o gawa ng paper. Pero sa ating mga kasama sa libraries, yung mga ginagawa nyo minsan, hindi nyo napapansin, napakaganda ng implikasyon niya. Sabi nga nila, hindi lahat ng kumikinang ay gold, ginto. At kung ako na lumaki sa minahan ng ginto, hindi lahat ng ginto ay kulay dilaw. Actually, ang pinaka-high grade na tinatawag na ginto ay kulay itim na putik. may ginto na kulay pink, may ginto na kulay puti. Sa bato. Pag natunaw siya, tsaka lang siya nagiging dilaw. Pagka maputla ang dilaw, marami siyang impurities. At pag impurities ay purong ginto, actually ang impurity niya ay silver. So kahit yung dumi ng ginto, silver mahalaga pa rin siya. So yan ang paghalintulad ko sa inyong mga ginagawa na akala nyo lang maliit na bagay. Pero it's worth celebrating ngayon. Tingnan natin at ituloy natin yung ating magandang ginagawa sa ating public library. I-share natin yung mga ginagawa natin. Maliit man siya na proyekto or hindi man siya proyekto, kundi maliit man siya na activity. So yan, congratulations sa ating mga public librarians, sa ating mga librarians sa ibang institution, sa ating mga academic libraries, school libraries, special libraries. Yung mga inspirasyon na binibigay natin sa ating mga kababayan ay patuloy natin na ipangalandakan sa ating mga trabaho, hindi lang sa TikTok, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong mundo. Tayo ay Filipino librarian. Lace up, Filipino librarians and Filipino libraries.
Thank you very much, Honorable Heroes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we mark this milestone 35th year of the Library and Information Services Month, we invite everyone to please rise as we witness the official declaration of the opening of the celebration. To formally open the 35th Library and Information Services Month, let us once again welcome Director Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, Assistant Director Edgardo B. Quiros, Ms. Melanie A. Ramirez, Overall Chairperson of the 35th LISM, and Ms. Maricel Urena, Chief of the Research and Publications Division, to sound the ceremonial gong, a symbol of knowledge, progress, and the resounding spirit of every library across the archipelago.
The Library and Information Services Month is now officially open. Isa lang.
Lahat po tayo inayahan mag-picture, photo opportunity po sa lahat.
And there you have it. The gong has sounded and the celebration has begun. The 35th Library and Information Services Month is now officially open. To capture this historic milestone, we now invite everyone to stay on their feet and smile for our official photo opportunity. Thank you, everyone. You may now take your seats and take a moment to look back to what has transpired today. Let us all watch this. And now, to keep the energy alive, let's give the stage to the creative minds and talented hearts behind this year's celebration, our very own 35th LISM Committee. Once again, let us give it up for the 35th LISM Committee.
Bawat sulok ng bayan, may silid at latan. Halina't magsama-sama, tayo'y magpasa. Mataman o matanda, tayo'y magkaisa. Pagpahina, pinapalawak ang imahinasyon. Baklasin ang kaalaman, ating misyon. Kumilos na mga kaibigan, sama-sama sa ating layunin. Buksan ang isip hanggang ang kaalaman, pinapalawig ang kamalayan. Librarian Information Services Month, tumusok pag-ulan ng lipunan. Knowledge is power, sabi nila. Oh yeah, tayo na sa library. Oh, oh, oh. Kumilos na mga kaibigan, sama-sama sa ating layunin. Buksan ang isip ng kapin ang kaalaman, pinapalawig ang kamalayan. Oh, oh, oh. Librarian Information Services Month, tumusok pag-ulan ng lipunan.
What an incredible way to open this year's celebration. Our heartfelt thanks to everyone who made today's opening ceremony a huge success, from our partner libraries across Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao to our supportive and dedicated partner organizers, and of course, to each and every one of you here at the Metropolitan Theater. Once again, happy 35th Library and Information Services Month! That ends our program for this afternoon. Thank you very much.
May silid at latan, halina't magsama-sama, tayo'y magpasa. Pataman ng matanda, tayo'y magkaisa. Pahit-pahina, pinapalawak ang imahinasyon. Baklasin ang kaalaman, ating misyon.